Welcome back to Heather's greenhouse. So maybe you can see this. We are in the middle of a heat advisory. It is hot, hot, hot. But one thing I want to talk about is shopping your own garden. So I'm a very frugal gardener. I've talked about this several times. That I just don't have a lot of money. So I'm very frugal in how I garden. So I had deer jumping the fence, coming into the courtyard, eating both my hibiscus as well as my serviceberry. So I had my wonderful husband dig them up for me this morning. So I don't know if you can see, there was a hibiscus there, the serviceberry was over there, and then I had a hibiscus here. He dug them all three up for me, and I'll show you where I put them in the backyard. So I had this problem area here because the hosta and the ferns that I planted up under the stairway, they just don't like the full sun and they don't like the heat. So I needed something else planted here in front of them. So this was a perfect opportunity. I shopped my own garden. You see there's a hibiscus there. That's the serviceberry tree. And the other hibiscus there. Now they are very small because the deer were constantly eating on them. I'm hopeful in the backyard the deer will not jump the fence and they'll be able to recover and start to really thrive back here. So we'll see. But I'm really hopeful that that's going to fill in and be beautiful. It's also going to protect my hosta and my ferns back there. Y'all, I don't know what to tell you. It's hot, it's dry, things are starting to die. There's really no reason for me to put out additional seeds or anything right now. It's just too hot. Even if they did germinate, they're probably not going to make it. So I'm going to wait. Hopefully next week will be cooler. Maybe we'll get some more scattered showers that'll be a little more consistent moisture. Then I can come out here and I can use my seeds to fill in any holes. And something else that I'm doing this year, you know, I mentioned that I collect my own seed, and I do, but this year I've been doing a lot of chop and drop. So I'm gonna hopefully have a full garden next spring with minimal effort. So that's what I'm hoping for. So you can see what one of the things I did with the zinnia. You see right here. So I just cut the zinnia top off and just threw it down in the bed right there where there's an empty spot. I'm hoping that those seeds will germinate in the spring and come back out. Maybe I'll even get a fall succession of the zinnias. I'm not sure, but I'm excited to find out what happens. I love this. I've got a butterfly, and that looks like a butterfly moth that are all over the zinnia right here. Then I've got bees on the sunflowers. Well, of course, about the time I said that, he flew away. Sorry about that. But I did want to show you my trellis here. So I put the bench in with the trellis. I've got 2 wind chimes and I've got a sun catcher. The reason why I put those on there is in hopes to keep the birds from sitting on it, because I didn't want the birds to sit on the arch and poop on the bench. But it's so hot here, I thought I needed something to cover the bench and protect it a little bit, put in a little bit of shade. So I planted some runner beans. Y'all, I don't know if you can see, the runner beans have totally done their thing and they're dead. So I can harvest these. So I've got these I can harvest, so I'll have some seeds for next year. But that vine, it didn't make it to the top, but it's totally dead. Completely dead. So I'm not sure what I'm going to put on here next year, but I got to find something other than runner beans. Oh, and I did want to show you the volunteer salvia. So that is a volunteer. I did not plant that, but I'm excited it's there. The petunia, I did throw seeds out, so it germinated, it grew, and it's pretty down in there. Oh my goodness, that lantana. Y'all, that lantana is probably 12 foot across at this point. It is massive. And there are bees and butterflies all over it. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Maybe you can see the tiny bees that are on the straw flower. And y'all, I don't remember planting any straw flower, and I don't think I have any straw flower seeds. So that's probably a bird deposit from a neighbor's yard, but I love it. I think they're beautiful. I hope they do pollinate and go to seed for me. And these, I don't know what that is exactly. Let me pull that out of there. These things, they are not liking the heat right now. I don't know what they are. Google Lens said that they were Texas torches. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Let me go show you these down here. They look a little bit better. Yeah, these are doing much, much better. So you have one there and one there too. Again, I did not plant those. I don't even know exactly what they are. But that's the joy of how I garden. I love the surprise. I love to see what comes up and how it does. Just kind of give you a little pan around the garden real quick. But I did want to point this out. Y'all, when I say I don't really plant my garden, I mean it. Look at this. Those are all tiny little basils. Those are all coming up inside the big red wagon. They're probably where the Thai basil went to seed and dropped. But you see that they are, I mean, that thing is just loaded. So if you can be a little messy in your garden and not be quite so quick to clean things up, you can get free plants. Just let things go to seed. Now I can say I know I need to do some cleanup out here. My tomatoes, oof. But you know, I'll be honest with you, I saw Laura with Garden Answer and she had not staked up or pruned her tomatoes. And I was like, you know what? If Laura can do it, I can do it. And obviously I can because I've already done it. And I'm getting good production out of them, so I'm not going to worry about them. And I'm probably going to wait until the fall and put some fall grass seed out. Anything I put down now is just not going to grow. I mean, that's just hard baked clay. Oh, I did want to mention the hardy hibiscus over here. So while Uncle Dad was here, he fell in love with the hibiscus and he asked for a cutting. So of course I obliged because I am, and I think all gardeners are generous. You know, we love sharing seed. We love sharing propagated plants. So I actually cut that off right there and used a little bit of rooting hormone. Got a pot, put some soil in there, and he should be good to go. I'm excited to see how his hibiscus does. And I don't know what kind of hibiscus this is exactly. I mean, it's definitely a beautiful big red. I don't know if you can see. Maybe I could put my hand up there for comparison. I think they're called dinner plate hibiscus, which would make sense because they're massive. But the leaves are a little bit dark, and I think that helps them with the sun, because this over here is in full baking sun all day. But you can see the roots are nice and shaded and nice and cool. I've got the lamb's ear in there. I've got the hibiscus. I've got some calla lilies. There's some gladolias. And then I think this is coffee cups. Elephant ear. And you can see the elephant ear does not like the full sun right there. But that's okay. They're still nice and pretty and full. And then this one, maybe this is coffee cups. And that's a different kind, because this leaf is much bigger, but they both have the black stems. So I don't know. Y'all, I apologize. I know that y'all probably want to know exactly what species and the name of these plants, and I just don't know. That's just not how I garden. I apologize. But I will give you an update. The coleus here, we had rooted that and planted it. It's doing, I'm going to be honest, it's doing okay. It needs some water. Again, we are in the middle of a heat advisory. I got a warning on my phone earlier today. We have not had rain in a while. And you can see things are starting to die. I mean, the strawberries there, I don't know if they're going to make it. But y'all, I am so excited for this. Look at that. We have some buds on there. Now, what type of plant is that? I don't know. I picked up a seed pod from a garden and grew the seeds, and that's what grew. And that's 1 year's growth. It's a good 6 foot tall. I love it, and I'm excited to find out what it is. Any other frugal gardeners out there like I am that will pick up seed heads off the floor, or, you know, especially succulent leaves, you can pick those up off the floor at a shopping center, bring them home, and you can propagate them. I know some garden centers have signs up that say no prop lifting, which is, I mean, my thing is, you broke it off the plant, you're not going to do anything, you're just going to sweep it up, put it in the compost. Why can't I bring it home and root it and put it out in my garden? But I understand they want you to buy plants, and I will buy plants if they're on sale. But I'm not going to buy a lot of stuff when I can have, y'all, look at how beautiful this hanging basket is filled in. And that was completely free to me. I rooted some of the snapdragon from elsewhere in my yard as well. I threw some seeds in there. And it is just full of blooms and is absolutely beautiful. And I think it's as beautiful as the geranium hanging basket that my husband bought for me. Now, I really appreciate him buying me a hanging basket. I think he's an awesome husband, and I'm very appreciative of that. But we can't afford $12 hanging baskets anytime I want to buy one. So being able to grow your own is great. you know, you just have to have a little bit of time. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. As a gardener, you either have money or you have time. And I ain't got the money, so I do things low and slow. And that bee is loving that zinnia. Okay, until next time, happy gardening.